Culture. Culture is the first of 10 thematic strands developed by the National Council for the Social Studies that serves as a framework for K-12 social studies programs. Let us take a quick look at NCSS Standard 1, Culture, because it will be infused throughout the discipline. The importance of having culture as the first of the 10 strands for social studies should not escape us. Culture is the center to who we are as individuals and as a society. What is culture? Culture is the way of life, the total human-made environment, the values and beliefs of the symbols, the interpretations, and the viewpoints of a given social group. Culture determines the way in which each person thinks, feels, and behaves. The culture of a group is evident through the values, nonverbal communication, language, interpersonal relationships, dress code, parenting, gender roles, and social customs and humor of its people. From the moment of our birth, we learn the culture of the society into which we are born through enculturation and socialization. Sharing a culture makes it possible for us to live within the group. It is the way the group adapts to the environment in which it lives. For example, groups who live in harsh, inhospitable environments, such as deserts, have to move frequently in order to find sufficient water. Thus, they are not able to grow crops, and they live a nomadic lifestyle. An important characteristic of culture is that it's constantly changing. American culture is markedly different today from the American culture portrayed in the movies. Only a couple decades ago, in summary, culture is what binds us, what divides us. Understanding and accepting differences and similarities cannot begin too early in life. When children start preschool or elementary school, they come into contact with large numbers of children than they have before. Some of these children will be like them, and some will be different. It's important in these early years to develop an understanding of the child's own culture and to sow the seeds of cross-culture understanding. Social studies programs should include experiences that provide for the study of culture and cultural diversity. The ensuing self-knowledge and appreciation and acceptance of others are a sound basis for the growth of democratic principles and citizenship. The performance expectations listed in the NCSS curriculum standards call for the integration of cultural content into the curriculum. James Banks identifies 4 approaches at ascending levels of effectiveness for achieving this integration, and he encourages teachers to move beyond the contribution approach and the additive approach levels to the transformation and social approach levels. The contribution approach is the most frequently used approach, especially with young children. Its main characteristics is including ethnic heroes and holidays in the curriculum while the mainstream curriculum remains unchanged. For example, children study Hanukkah along with Christmas in December. Ethnic heroes who reflect the values of the mainstream culture are included. The drawback to this approach is that the isolated information about the other groups and cultures is seen as an appendage to the rest of society. The additive approach adds units to the existing curriculum without changing its character to promote learning about others. For example, children study a unit on Japanese poetry that is isolated from other studies. The transformation approach is when the curriculum is altered to integrate multiple perspectives into concepts, skills, and ideas. For example, a unit might be organized around themes like friendship, courage, or harvest celebration, where different ways of life are explored. The social action approach is when the study leads to students to do things that have an impact on the socio-political environment. Examples might include a recycling project, collecting toys for the homeless shelter, or reading to the elderly. How do you adapt curriculum content so it's more inclusive and reflects many different perspectives on ideas, concepts, or skills? The following are suggestions for transformation content unit themes suitable for the primary grades. And this was social studies for the primary or preschool child.